Hi, my name is Eunje. In this video, I'm going to show you how to use Ship.js in your library and how to release your library with Ship.js. I've created a sample library which is Eunje Math Library, and it has only one function which is sum. And its current version is 0.1.0, and it's actually not released to npm registry yet. It's just default value. If you go to the documentation, there's a getting started section. You can copy this command. npx ship.js setup is going to help you set up Ship.js into your library. What's your base branch? It's a master in this case, and CI. Now I'm using Circle CI, but you can use GitHub Actions or whatever. And scheduling your release, for now I'm going to say no. You can learn this from the documentation later. Now it's finished. So Ship.js is added as a dev dependency. You can see it here. And release is added in scripts, and it does Ship.js prepare, and Ship.js configuration file was not required in this case, and we have added Circle CI config file. So in that file there is one workflow which is release if needed, and it has one job, and that job is Ship.js trigger, and it does simple steps like checking out and doing a bunch of yarn stuff, and after that it runs yarn Ship.js trigger. So now we're going to commit this change chore add Ship.js, and I'm pushing the commit. And in Circle CI, now I'm going to set up this project, start building, and add manually. Yes, I have added it, so I just click start building. Now we see Ship.js trigger job is running. Now it says you need to specify GitHub token as an environment variable. The reason why I'm seeing this error is because I forgot one step I had to do earlier. Let's open the terminal, and it says you still need to finish setting up at Circle CI. Okay, let's open this documentation, and it shows the Circle CI config that we did with Ship.js setup, and it tells me to configure two tokens, which is npm token and GitHub token. So let's start with npm. So go to npmjs.com and auth tokens and create new token, read and publish. By the way, after recording this video, I'm going to revoke this token, so don't try to use this token. And copy this and go back to Circle CI, project settings, environment variables, and add it, and the name is going to be npm auth token, and paste. And now we're going to set up GitHub token. Copy the URL and paste it, and release Eunje Math Library, and check the repo scope and generate token. And also copy and add variable and GitHub token, paste it. That's it. So now we're done with configuring Circle CI, and now we need to create a .env file inside it we need to put GitHub token, and .env file needs to go inside .git ignore so that we don't commit this token into the repository. So let's commit this change. Now let's run yarn run release. Now it says git tag v0.1.0 doesn't exist. Yes, because we haven't released it and the version is just there, but it's not released in npm registry and we don't have a git tag for that. The reason for this warning is because Ship.js assumes that this version is already released and with git tag, so it's trying to figure out the next version since 0.1.0, but now it's not the case and we're just going to release it as 0.1.0 and from the initial commit. So correct? No, it's not correct. We're saying no, and then we're just typing 0.1.0. So after this release, when we actually release the next version, then we're gonna have a git tag for 0.1.0. So next time Ship.js won't ask us about these questions. So the first time we need to do some setup and make some conventions aligned with Ship.js. Now it's preparing a staging branch and updating the version and updating changelog and committing the change, and it's pushing to remote staging branch, and now pull request is there. It's automatically opened. Now we see a bunch of basic informations, and when we merge this branch, this pull request, we need to squash and merge. It's very important, and the title should start with chore release v 0.1.0. If you see details, it shows how to squash and merge. So by default, it creates a merge commit, but we need to choose squash and merge and click this button. But I want to do it in a different way, which is you can configure your repository and scroll down, and you can disable allow merge commits and allow rebase merging and just leave it on. And then if you go down, you'll see squash and merge button by default, and the other options are disabled. We can see the change here, and there's not much of changelog. So let's add something. So open changelog and initial release, and commit the change. So it's pushed and you see the change there. So now I think we're good to go. So let's squash and merge, and the commit is going to be chore release v 0.1.0. Okay, it's merged. Go to circle CI, and as you see, this new commit is added to master branch and Ship.js trigger job is running. So now it's triggering Ship.js to release. So it's building and publishing to npm registry and creating a git tag and pushing it to the remote. So it's all done. So let's go back to GitHub and refresh the page, and you'll see this new tag is added, right? And if you go to npm and search for the library I just released, Unjam Math library, we have this one version released, which was released a minute ago. Nice, it's working fine. Let's check out master branch, and so I'm going to add a new feature here, which is subtract function. So it's a very simple function, and I'm committing this change as a feature commit. So fit colon add subtract function. And now let's release this change, yarn run release, and this time it knows the next version is 0.2.0, which is because of the minor update. Pull request is created, and as you see, the version is changing from 0.1.0 to 0.2.0, and this command is going to be called to release it. And this time we have this proper change log because we added feature commit, and the version is changed. And if you click this link, you can actually compare the changes since the last release. So you see this change log and version and actual code change as well. So you can squash and merge. And as you see, this new commit is triggering CI to run this Ship.js trigger command. And it's building and it's releasing to npm registry. It's creating a git tag and pushing it to the remote, and it's done. Let's refresh, and you see this new tag, correct? And refresh here, and now it has two versions. So now I'm adding a log. It works, and it's just a chore commit, so chore add log. And I'm going to create a config file, ship.config.js. And if you take a look at the documentation, there are a bunch of useful configurations. And in this case, I'm going to do some extra work on updating version. So I'm just copying this and pasting and just removing some unwanted stuff. This and that, and I'll create or update source/version.ts file, and it's going to export the version of the library as a string, and it's chore update version file on release. Okay, now let's release it again, yarn run release. So the current version is 0.2.0, and the next version is going to be a patch update, which is correct. Now we have this new pull request, and the version changes like that. And if we see the changes, we can actually see this version.ts file created. So we can always keep this file up to date whenever we release the new version. In this documentation, you can learn lots of useful configurations like monorepo and scheduling your release and assigning reviewers, release snapshots and Slack integrations, etc. Ship.js is highly configurable, so I hope Ship.js improves your release process, and I hope this video helps. Thank you for watching.